Hello, my friends. Let's take a look at what we're going to do today. It is going to be this cutest bag. Oh my goodness. It's very sturdy. I'm using a macram yarn to do so. I embellish it with some golden D-rings and a little leather tag and nice sturdy straps. Actually, a very easy project. If you are semi-experienced, you should be able to get this done within a couple hours. So grab your hook and your yarn and let's get going. For this specific tutorial, I'm going to be using this macram cord, which is very sturdy, and I'm going to be use a 3.5mm hook. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to chain 45 chains. So I'm going to start with my slip knot. And I'm going to do 45 chains. "41, 42, 43, 44, and 45. So I got my 45 chains, and now we need a couple stitch markers. So you're going to need a total of 4 stitch markers, and you're going to mark your 5th stitch. So this is stitch number 5, and then you're going to put another stitch marker in stitch 20, and then you're going to have a 3rd stitch marker in stitch 25 and a 4th stitch marker in stitch 40. Okay, so 5, 20, 25, and 40. Okay, let's go ahead and start round number 1. So here, from here until the 1st stitch marker, I'm going to single crochet. I'm going to skip the 1st stitch and I'm going to single crochet into the 2nd. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And your 5th stitch should be exactly where you have your 1st stitch marker. And then from here until the next stitch marker, you have 15 stitches. We're going to do 15 half double crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So that was 1, 2, 3, 13, 14, and here where your stitch marker is, this should be number 15. Okay, so this is what your work should look like right now. And then here in the middle, we're going to have 4 stitches. You're going to do 4 single crochets. There was 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then from this stitch marker to this stitch marker, we should have 15 stitches, and we're going to do 15 half double crochets over here as well. There was 14, and 15. And at the end, we're gonna have 5 stitches left. So you're gonna do your 5 single crochets. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that was row number 1. Okay, let's start round number 2. So I'm going to chain 1, and round 2 and all rounds going forward, you're going to be working through the back loop only. So we're going to start out with 5 single crochets, back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm going to move my stitch marker up. And then we're going to do 15 half double crochets, back loop only. Okay, I'm at 13, 14, and 15. So that was 15 half double crochets. I'm going to mark that stitch. And in the middle we had 4 single crochets. So we're going to do 4 single crochets, back loop only, 3 and 4. And now we're going to have 15 half double crochets. Thirteen, 14, and 15. And then you should have 5 stitches left, and you're going to do 5 single crochets, back loop only. So that was 3, 4, and 5. So round number 2, you're going to repeat round number 2 until you have 21 rows. So exactly the way we've been doing it, back loop only, and you're going to do it for another 19 rows, and I'll meet you back at that time. All right, I'm almost at the end of my 21st row. And then when we're done with that, we can actually start assembling the back. Okay, so this is what you should have right now. And look how cute it already is. So I'm going to remove all my stitch markers. I kept my stitch marker throughout the process, so this way I never get lost in my pattern. It's easily done for some reason, even though it's a simple pattern. Okay, so we're gonna slip stitch our way to close the back. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna work through the back loop only. So here's the back loop on this side, and here's the back loop on the other side, right? So you're gonna go through the back loops only. So here, I'm going to go ahead and pull the loop through over here. I'm going to here we go. So back loop only. Pull your yarn and slip stitch. Give it a nice little tuck. See how clean the finish is? So continue to do so until the end and fasten off and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, I'm done. I fasten off, and my recommendation for you is to take a lighter and just to burn off the ends so it doesn't fray. Okay, so let's turn our back inside out. See how clean it is? And the body of your bag is done. How cute was that? It's very easy, right? So let's take some of our hardware and attach it to the back. So I just put a couple D-rings on the side, and I'm gonna go ahead and crochet the straps. So to do the strap, so leave a nice long tail so you can use that to sew it in. I'm gonna start out with my slip knot. And then we're going to start out with chaining 2. 1, 2. And then you're going to insert your hook into the first chain. You pull up a loop and you work it like a single crochet, like so. And then you turn your work, and then you see on the side you have this little bump. You're going to insert your hook into the bump, pull up your loop, and pull up the loop, go through both. Now, from now and going forward, when you turn your work, on the side you're going to have 2 bumps. So you're going to go through both bumps, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through both loops. Turn your work, as so. And continue doing so until you have your desired length. So I'm going to make 110 centimeters or 112 centimeters long, which is about 48 inches. So that's my length that I like. you use that as a starting point and see if it fits you. Okay, I got one side of my strap sewn on, and I wanted to show you how I do it on the other side. And it's actually very easy with this specific strap. All I do is I go underneath my D-ring and I go through the back. And this is the hard part because you really need a big tapestry needle to get through this yarn. Like so. And I go up and down a few times. And when you feel it's sturdy, then just go on the back and hide the tail of your yarn. I cut my tail a little bit too short, as you can see, but I want to run it through a couple more loops. Here we go. Cut off my tail. Burn the edges. And my back is done. Now, was not too hard, right? I would love to hear from you guys in regards to the back tutorial. If you have any questions, let me know. Or if I can do something better to help you be successful, I would love to hear from you. I see you guys next time. Bye.